Hi, I'm Dr. Ellen Joan Nelson, and I'd love to talk about how do we improve the representation of women in the workforce. Now, I'm just going to take it that we all understand why we want to do this, right? So from a moral and ethical point of view, that's a good thing that all genders should be able to show up to work and feel valued and included. But it's more than just that. There's actually a commercial reason for why it would be great to improve the representation of women in the workforce. And even beyond that, there are social pressures for why organisations really do need to look carefully at this. So how do we go about doing this? Now, there are a lot of offerings out there that are good for women or to help women. So things like coaching for women. There are women in leadership programs, women's networking events. There are courses that women can go on to, help them juggle their work and their family life. There are courses to help women improve their confidence. Now, all of these things are good. So I want to be very clear. They are good offerings and they are helpful for women. But what I want to be very, very clear is that they are band-aids, right? They are band-aids. If we actually want to improve the representation of women in the workforce, we need to remove the structural barriers to be able to make some effective change. And the bit that gets me excited, and not everybody knows this, is if we remove those barriers that are facing women, not only will it be good for women, it will also be good for men, and it will be also good for the organisation overall. So sometimes people think, well, if I make it good for women, that might be at the expense of men or at the expense of the organisation or profits. I want to be very clear, no. Making things better for women also makes it better for men, and it also makes it good for the organisation. So what are some of the things that organisations can look at? Well, the first thing is looking at some things like kind of amenities and infrastructure. So we want to make sure that we've got uniforms and equipment that are suitable for all genders. We then need to look at things like cultures and behaviours that are accepted in the workplace. And at the moment, there are, unfortunately, behaviours and attitudes in the workplace that can disadvantage women. So we need to look at rectifying those. But the biggest one that any organisation can do is understand the role of work and the role of the family. Now, let me be clear here as well. Looking after the family is not just the woman's responsibility. It is absolutely the responsibility of both parents. However, at the moment, unfortunately, the burden of looking after the majority of the child's care while also working is falling mainly on the mums. So if organisations can look at how they structure their hours differently, how they structure their work differently to better accommodate the needs of their workers that have children, that will be a fundamental thing that they can do to improve the representation of women. And again, let me be clear, if they do that, it's really important that it's not just for the mums, and also that it's not just for the parents, that these structures are in place for everybody. So we start normalizing this and we make sure everybody can benefit. So I'd love to talk to you more about this. I've got heaps to say based on my own experiences, my research journey, and my background in the military. So if you'd like to hear more, please have a look at my website, ellenjoannelson.com.